I A/B tested 300 plus Webflow sites to figure out what actually works, and the results were pretty surprising. It seems like with the right tools, you can increase conversion rates from 50 to 100% for only the cost of a couple $100. Which, if you're a SaaS company, you know is kinda a big deal. Let me give you an example. This is MembersTech, a membership and payments app for no-code websites. They are right now on track to hit their goal to raise conversion rate from 6 to 10% with one of our plugins, OptiBase, which makes it easy to A/B test Webflow sites. In fact, in the span of just 60 days since starting to use it, they've seen a 33% increase in conversion rate, from 6 to 8%, 500,000 projected annual increase in lifetime value, over 3000x ROI on their OptiBase subscription, which is the A/B testing software we use that you can get in the description below.
And literally in the span of about 2 months, a month and a half of A/B testing, we have raised our tracked conversion rate from around low 6% to low 8%.
In this video, I decided to break down what MembersTech and the other 300 websites we tested have in common when it comes to increasing conversion rates. We are going through what to test if your conversions are plateauing, how to run tests that won't ruin your existing pipeline, and how to use the tool that helped us A/B test 300 plus sites with peace of mind. First, test the value proposition, headlines and hero sections. Most people spend 3 to 5 seconds above the fold. If your headline isn't speaking directly to their pain or outcome, they're gone. We tested statement versus question formats, emotional language versus plain language, and pain first versus product first. We've seen emotive outcomes like grow your revenue 3 times faster, outperform technical specs by 20 to 30% depending on audience. Even rephrasing a value prop from a statement all-in-one analytics dashboard to a question, tired of switching between 4 tools, can make a measurable impact. But overall, we got one main takeaway. Clarity beats cleverness, and testing volume matters. If you can easily test 10 plus headlines and value props in a span of a month, the difference in the conversion rate and the bottom line can be huge. But a good value prop doesn't matter that much if later on people don't opt in. So the next thing we test is the call to action, CTAs, copy and placement. Okay, let's take the example of Fistrag, a SaaS business who also used OptiBase to increase their opt-in rates. They increased their opt-in rate by 42% in 11 days doing A/B testing, but the biggest increase came from one simple change. Can you guess what it is? A simple small red dot. After running the test for just 11 days with approximately 2.5k users, the results were clear. Version A with red dot, 17.22% opted into marketing messaging. Version B, without red dot, 12% opted in. This small red dot was placed right next to the call to action button, which made it look like there was an unopened notification there. There's a couple psychological principles that made it work. First, attention and color. The color red naturally draws attention, especially as it was the only red element on the entire sign-up page. Second, the Zeigarnik effect. People feel discomfort leaving tasks incomplete. Notification dots represent unfinished tasks, creating an urge to clear them. And third, conditioned habits. Popular apps have trained users to associate red notifications with meaningful updates or rewards, creating an automatic response. Sometimes the biggest improvements come from the smallest changes, but it's very expensive to find them if your testing is slow and costly. The best part is the development cost of testing this with OptiBase. It was 0. Social proof placement. Social proof works because it reduces risk and builds trust fast. Visitors form an opinion about your site in 0.05 seconds. You don't have time to explain everything. A bright local study done in 2023 found out that 91% of people read online reviews and 84% trust them as much as personal recommendations. That's massive. The earlier you introduce proof, the better. Testimonials in the hero section, especially with avatars or logos, typically improve trust and engagement. Humanized elements, like first names, job titles, and photos, perform better than generic blocks of text. And the more detail you can include in the subpages, the better. Pricing layout. Some SaaS sites default to showing the lowest plan first. In reality, the middle plan often converts best, even if it's actually more expensive in the long run. This is because people default to the sweet middle spot unconsciously, even if it doesn't make sense rationally. Try testing these variations, highlighting the middle plan as most popular, changing which plan was pre-selected, adding toggle between monthly and annual. Sometimes just switching the default selection can lift conversions by 5 to 7%. Urgency and FOMO. FOMO works. Countdown timers and only X spots left messages should be tested carefully. When they match reality, they help. In one early stage SaaS, a join 1423 others, CTA lifted conversions by 7.8%, but only when traffic volumes justified the number. But an important thing to note here is you never should fake urgency. That leads to drop-off and lower trust. But real, transparent urgency helps boost decision speed. Now, how do you make sure you don't lose conversions by testing? How to test without losing conversions. This is where most companies mess up. They launch 5 tests at once. They don't track traffic or statistical significance. Or they don't run tests long enough. Tools like OptiBase help us determine the right steps and amount of time needed for each test. In the link below, I included 2 links to their duration and test size calculators, so you can use them to figure out exactly how long you should test and how many people should go through it. And if you want to test safely, OptiBase is one of the best tools we've used. You can sign up in the description below. Now, testing is only one part of the equation. And if you don't know what the other actions the best companies do to increase conversion rates are, you can still be shooting in the dark for a long time. That's why in the next video I'm going to show you how best SaaS and enterprise companies increase their conversion rates fast in 2025. Click here to watch it and I'll see you in the next video.